Hey guys, and welcome to another Warship Wednesday episode with me, Commander Wolfman. So, hope you guys enjoyed USS Nautilus's mod review. So it was brief, guys, but honestly, I still don't know much about her. So, yeah, I mean, it was an interesting little build, as I have mentioned before, and well, that's basically what I had to say about her, really. Anyway, guys, so progress has been made on Boston and Curry Truck. So as you guys can see, I've managed to get Boston's main turrets painted up and put onto the main hull. I've got a nice wooden deck going on there, painted up all the smaller details onto the actual main deck itself, and I've also attached the upper bit of superstructure, which is one strip of plastic, as you can see, going all the way along there, plus two of the secondary, well, older secondary guns that go onto her as well. So initially with Boston, my next objective now is to get that deck painted up into a similar colour to what I've already done to the bow and stern sections that are showing their steel wear. So I'm going to use that same grey and go over that. Obviously paint up the inside of the railings and the superstructure the same grey as I've already used on the main deck. Paint both of the secondary guns up in the same colour as the main part of the ship as well. Going to do a little bit of black on the gun barrels. Might add a bit of blue to the tops like I've done with the main 8-inch guns, but we'll see. But that's my initial idea there with things in that respect. And then hopefully I can attach, well, get it primed up first, but then hopefully I can get this bit of superstructure primed up and painted, and then get that attached to the main hull. And then we can start putting all the weapon systems and other bits and pieces together on her. Just to give you guys a brief look into how things are going to look. So this part pretty much sits adjacent to all that there. And then obviously the only other thing that needs to be attached to this section is also what I've made up of the bridge so far, which pretty much just sits, well, eventually will sit like that, see? And you can kind of tell she was a Baltimore back in the day, but obviously we're missing the second smokestack, I think. So, at least I think they had 2 smokestacks. I could be wrong. Anyway, so once I've got both of those parts painted up, I'll get them attached. But there's going to be a lot of detail work to go into both of these, because obviously the bridge section's actually got 2 more bits that have to go onto it later on down the line. Yeah, there's a lot of painting to obviously be done when we get around to it. Yeah, she's coming on pretty well, and I'm very impressed with how she looks so far, even for an older kit, as I keep mentioning. So not bad there. As for Curry Truck, well, yeah, I've had some issues. It's not surprising. Somehow, I'm not sure how I've managed to do this, but I've managed to use the wrong bloody grey paint. I'm trying to keep things uniform with both of these ships, so I'm using the same grey for both ships' hulls, and obviously for both superstructures of them both. So the other day, obviously, I'm doing some touch-ups and I'm painting up the bottom of the hull. Obviously, I've got to redo some paintwork here and there with the red. The black waterline is on there, but I've obviously got to do some work to the back end there because it's not 100% tidy, so I'm not happy with all of that just yet. And I've obviously got to repaint the areas which I've touched up in the wrong bloody grey. So, yeah, there's a bit of work to be done there. However, though, the main deck is the right grey now, which I wanted to put onto her. So that's all the one colour I wanted. I'm going to apply a wash on top of all this once I've sorted the painting arrangements out, and then that should all look nice and spick and span really eventually along the way with things. When it comes to other components, so the other 2 decks that I have obviously got ready for assembly. As you guys can see, I've used the same wrong grey as well in these 2 bits. I was doing a lot of painting the other day and I thought I was on a roll with things until I realised what grey I was using. So going to repaint these. It's not a big deal, it's easily done. I'm just lucky I didn't do the inside on both bits, because my idea is once I've got all of this sorted out around here and I've done the wash and any other bits and pieces that need to go down, I'm going to put this little guy on, put it on there, and then paint up the inside and all those bits and pieces, and then do the same with the deck. and then I'll attach this piece, which is the last part that goes onto there, once I've got the deck painted up and all of the superstructure parts painted up in the same colour grade that I wanted to do with all those bits. And then obviously any smaller details I can do once it's attached to the rest of the ship, and then we can go from there with that. Obviously the components have simmered down a bit when it comes to Curry Truck's components. I've got both cranes built up now. I've got obviously the plane built up now. I've got one or two other little bits and pieces already assembled and ready to go. Just got to sort out the lifeboat stations and bits and pieces there. I'm hoping the next time you guys see Curry Truck, I'll have all of these 5-inch guns all primed and painted and attached. And yeah, hopefully we'll shrink this load of plastic down even further than before. And we'll hopefully be near enough complete with this one. Don't get me wrong, guys. I am enjoying building Curry Truck, but she's not. Obviously, she's not a ship I'm going to be keeping too much, so I'm not really doing too much detail at the same time. If that makes any sense. Just doing enough so she looks good for somebody who will want her later on down the line. So yeah, that's basically all those bits for an update, guys. Which brings me into the news because I actually have something to tell you before we end this video today. So the next episode is actually going to be another unboxing of the USS Chicago, which is the next missile cruiser I'm going to be working on to go with USS Boston there. So next week is going to be an unboxing video, guys, so we can look at something else we're going to be doing there, and we'll basically go from there. So that's it for the news. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this video. I'll see you all in the next one. In the meantime, have a nice weekend wherever you're from, and look after yourselves and take care. Ta-ta for now.